If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Yo, what's poppin'? You know what time it is. Your boy, Mr. J Hill Podcast. We are live in New York. Well, this ain't live, but we still in New York, day 2. Special guest to my left, man. This young lady is a HBCU graduate. She's a true journalist, one that we don't see too many true journalists in today's internet society. We don't see too many of them. Super dope individual, now on her Breakfast Club. It's so many more accolades. I mean, she used to be with TMZ. I mean, and you know, I love the story. She worked her way from the bottom, doing the minimal things, having people like, you know what I'm saying, get people on a buses, things like that, and then all the way up to, I think she was even like she got, I forgot the name of it, but like she got up there, executive, senior news producer. We got Miss Loren Lorosa in the building. How you feeling?
Hey y'all, I feel good.
Yeah,
I feel really good.
It's good to have you here. I appreciate you for taking some time out your day to sit down with me.
Yes.
It means a lot. You've been going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You are like smoking right now.
Non-stop. I'm literally right now running off of 2 hours of sleep.
Damn.
Yes.
Do you even have the capacity to do this?
I'm here, so we're going to do it.
We're going to do it. We're going to get it done.
And I told myself today that I'm going to stop doing things like this, like the whole 2 hours of sleep thing, not happening no more.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because we need the best Loren Lorosa.
100%. But I think it's a thing of, everything's happening, everything's moving. So you want to make sure that you don't mismanage or miss an opportunity or, those type of things. But I told myself my flight was canceled last night, like after midnight. Mm-hmm. And then I had to be back at Breakfast Club by 5:30 a.m. this morning. And I was like, you know what? You're going to stop thinking of things as you missing anything, because if you can't do 200% in one place, everything else is going to fill it. So you got to be good, especially Breakfast Club that's what's making everything go. So when I show up there, I got to be able to show up. First half of the morning, I was like, whew, what is happening? Like my mind was just like this, because I was just running on fumes and I had to like gather myself. So it was a lesson. Like I was talking to myself all morning, like, all right, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. Boom, 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 boom. But I'm grateful.
Scale of 1 to 10, you can't say 5 or 7. Where would you rate yourself? How you feel?
As far as like just how
period,
I'm at a 10. I feel good. Even though I'm tired, I feel good because I'm like in the midst of all of that, I'm getting up every single day and getting to do what I've dreamed of doing my whole life and what I've been doing for a while, but like at such a different level. And I feel even right now, I was just telling you before we started, like this last month has been such a month of growth for me. Like I've had to hire people on my team. I've had to like think of myself as talent, but like really think of myself as a talent that is also a business and an entity, and just shift my mind around things. And that has been such a blessing, even though in real time I'm like figuring it out. So I'm at a 10. Like I cannot complain. I couldn't be more happy. And like it's like a gratitude thing. Like I'm grateful for everything that's happening.
Do you really feel like that, or is it that's how you're supposed to feel?
No, I really feel like that. Like I think for me, like I've been preparing for things to like cut through for a really, really long time. Like I've been working really, really hard for a really, really long time. So now that I'm in this space of like I've worked jobs I've hated. Like when I say hated, I mean like dreading to go to work every single day. Did not want to be there, did not care for the people. And I kept those jobs for years at a time because I had things I had to do. So to be able to get up every single day and love, like, I mean, there's not a day where I wake up where I'm just like, ugh. Like even when things were crazy, even at Breakfast Club when things were crazy, I still was like, man, but like I'm walking into the Breakfast Club every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really at a 10, and I'm not a person that Like if something's wrong, you're gonna like I can eat it, but you're gonna feel it. Like you gonna feel it on me. I feel like right now, my mom is healthy. That was a journey for us. My grandmother's healthy. My brother is healthy. My niece is good. Financially, I'm doing well. I'm in a really, really good place.
You know, I hear that, and it's like the first thing I think about is like, because there's times where when we're not really in the best place, but we have to make it look like we're in the best place because it will affect the work. And if we don't show our gratitude, because again, we come from the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Like we wasn't fortunate enough to grow up in a family where our people are rich or famous, and we work our way to the top. So even in the eyes of God, I was just having this conversation. It's like if I don't show my gratitude, if I'm not grateful, then I can lose all this tomorrow. But at the same time, we are human, and that's why I ask you, like, do you really feel that way? Or is that how you're supposed to feel?
But my relationship with God isn't predicated on like, oh my God, I can't complain. Like I've been through so much in my life, and all I had was God in that. And I mean, good, bad. I done made bad decisions. I didn't, things that I've had to be like, all right, okay, I hear you. I'm not going to do that again. When things weren't good, that I know right now that it's okay if I was to say, yo, I don't like this. Yo, I don't want to do this. Yo, I'm not feeling this. Like that was the conversation in the airport at 2 a.m. I had with myself yesterday. Like, Loren, you are not at this space that you're in right now. Things are going to happen for you because that's just what's supposed to happen for you. Like your life is favored. So you don't ever have to say you're okay when you're not okay. You don't ever have to get on a plane when you don't want to get on a plane. Take an opportunity because you're scared that if you don't take it, opportunity 1, opportunity 2 isn't going to come. You don't have to do that. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're being guided the way you're supposed to be guided. And because of that, you do what makes sense and what feels good and what feels rested and what fills you up, because right now you have the option to do that. And that's where I'm at.
You said you had that conversation with yourself last night.
Well, this morning,
2:00 in the
yes.
morning, right? But when did that hit you and you finally understood that?
I think 2:00 this morning.
Really?
I had that conversation with myself often in this space that I'm in right now because there's so much going on. I've had to multiple times take steps back. I was telling you this off camera, but when I started my podcast, them first 2 weeks, I was doing like 4 shows, including my podcast. And I was like, nah, I got it. I'm cool. Like what? I can't turn down BET. I can't this, I can't that. And I got to keep doing the podcast. I got it. You know what I mean? I got to show up. I was showing up, but like, it was like, what is happening? Like, am I even really here? I'm like drained. You know what I'm saying? So in that moment, I told myself it, but this morning, I don't know. I just have these conversations with myself a lot. This morning was like really like okay, you've been here before. This isn't a new space. You can't blame anybody but yourself about how you're going to have to get through your day tomorrow feeling, as far as like me not feeling as rested as I should, knowing how rested I need to feel in order to operate where I need to operate, because you've had this conversation with yourself. So either you going to realize what's happening right now, or you're going to keep ending up back here and watch how it affects everything around you. And I was like, I bet. Like, I'm not doing that again, because the conversations I've had with myself have already told me and showed me when I don't admit when I'm not feeling something, or admit where I end up at and how it does, make everything else in work suffer. And I can't afford that, right? So this morning I was like, but you doing it again. So what's up? And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that no more. Heard you. Like, this is like, it's now. Like right now I gotta be like, no, that doesn't serve me and it's not going to work out for me as talent, as a producer. Like looking at myself as talent for real, I'd be like, okay.
And that's what I was going to ask, like, how do you see that? A lot of times when we have visions, we can almost see it in our mind before anybody else can see it.
Yeah.
When we talk about, what is the chapter? Matthew 1:11? Like just talking about faith is the things that's haven't been seen. Hebrews 11:1, right?
Y'all gotta go off scripture.
No, so like we talk about that because we talk about that all the time. But a lot of times when you have faith in yourself, when you have just like our faith in God, nobody can see it. And you can't even explain it to somebody else because they can't even fathom it. But you can see it.
Yeah.
When you talk about like you couldn't even see yourself like being talented at one point in time. Now you here, I'm thinking about this new realization of like you can't react how you used to react.
Oh, heck no.
Can you see that new Loren? How does that look to you? How does that picture look?
When I say I couldn't see myself as talent, I don't mean that like I didn't see it for myself. I've always seen this. I think I've never, okay, I'm a first generation college student, right? So I explain to people figuring out 4 years of college through government loans, through scholarships, through everything, right? And not having anybody to be like, hey, what does this mean? It's like coming into a room and the room is huge. It's like a master bedroom and it's dark and you got to find the light. No one's telling you where the light is on the wall. Eventually you find it and you figure it out. And you know that, like, you see it. You know that the light switch is in the room. You just get in there and you're trying, like, whatever. Like, you're just fumbling. You're figuring it out. And you figure it out. Boom, lights is on. Now you can go to the next room and the next room and the next room. So when I talk about myself as talent, it was like, it's like coming into that room. Like, I know the light switch is there. Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing all this because I know I got something. Yeah. And it's getting me place to place and it's elevating. But figuring out what my voice was, what my, you know what I mean? And just all of those things was me finding that light switch. So once I found it, but even before this point, I was like, okay, babe, I found it one time so I could do it again. But it's different when you're at a level where it's the world is reacting to you. Like, that is a whole different room. When you walk in that room, you got to refine that light switch all over again. And for me, I think even though I saw it, I've never been in that room before. So in real time, I'm like bumping into things and being like, oh, nope, can't go back over that way. Like, nah, there's a bed right there. Walk around the bed. Boom. You just hit a dresser, Loren, back up. And that's what this morning was in the airport. But it was like, okay, I'm tired of bumping into things at this point because I've been in rooms where I bumped into things. Like, this is not my first time being somewhere and feeling like exhausted. Why are you getting to an exhaustion point when you know what your boundaries are, what your limits are, and you know what you should be doing? Say no more. Set more boundaries for yourself. Protect the talent. Like, that's kind of what I mean by not seeing it for myself in the beginning. But to answer your question, being able to see it and being able to tell people about it and being able to know it when it's not tangible and it's not a thing, I just think that that's like a spiritual thing. And I was raised to, I don't know, I was just raised that way. It's just always been, for me, it's like, okay, if I want something, it's possible. My mom was like that. My mom raised us to be that way. And then I've just always had this relationship with God. Like, I'm older now, so I know how to communicate it better and don't sound crazy. Like, but high school, college, I would see things for myself and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go do that. And people would be like, girl, what? I was in college my senior year, and the whole senior year they asked you, what you gonna do when you graduate? And people was like, oh, I'm gonna go work for JP Morgan Chase. And, you know, I have this business degree, so they're expecting an answer. And I used to be like, I'm gonna move to LA and get on TV. And they'd be like, okay, you need to make like a real plan. And I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna move to LA and get on TV. No, a real plan. And I would say it again. And then when I graduated and I moved to LA and got on TV within my first 2 years of being there, people were like, oh. And I was like, yeah, I told y'all though. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's been there. It's just figuring it out on different levels is what I mean. And that can get tough.
So how does that look right now on this level? Because you've never been on this level.
Exactly. So right now it looks like I said, setting more boundaries for myself.
Like what?
Like, yeah, okay. This is a very simple example, but I think it's like an overarching example. So last night I was in the airport. I was flying to Texas because I was shooting a campaign for a brand. This is like major brand campaign. It's my first major brand campaign. I'm really excited. My whole team is already in Texas. I'm the last one to fly out. First issue I had was my flight was the last flight out. I never booked myself on the last flight out because as a former flight attendant, I know if anything happens, you working against time with the crew to even try to get out of the airport because of this is the last flight. So I didn't like that, but I didn't say anything. I was like, you know what? It's the flight they booked. I'm going to just get on it. Get to the airport. Flight gets delayed. So by the 5th, 6th delay, I called my manager and I'm like, look, I'm not getting out this airport tonight. Like, I can tell you from experience, I used to work for an airline. By the time the plane gets here, the crew is going to be timed out. They're not flying a crew in. There's no way. They're not flying a crew in to switch with us because there's no plane to put the original crew on. I know you think I sound crazy, but I'm not getting out of here tonight. We should call the brand and just tell them that if there's not a flight for me to get on in the morning, I'm not going to be able to make it. There's nothing I can do. So she called them. The brand is trying to figure it out. They couldn't figure it out. So she's like, well, you have to just wait in the airport because at this point now it's like the flight has to be like, it has to, they have to cancel the flight or I'm in a breach of a contract. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, if we had thought this through before, why would me as talent sit here until 3, 4 o'clock, maybe even 7 in the morning when my show is right down the street and I'm supposed to be there at 6 a.m.? I should have been able to leave the airport, go prepare myself and just say, hey, that didn't work out. But because we didn't set the boundaries up the right way where we're always protecting what's the main thing, which is me being able to be okay to show up for a show, now I'm gonna be running off 2 hours of sleep. And I was mad, but I could only be mad at myself because it was like, this is something that we didn't even really think through because at this level, I mean, prior to this, I'm just kind of like, all right, bet I'm going with whatever. I can't just go with whatever now, because when I show up tired, when I show up exhausted, when I show up all over the place, the audience feels it. I feel it in my reporting. I feel it in how well I do my job. So that is very simple, but that's what this level looks like. This level looks like all those small things. We need to have conversations about them before. We need to set the boundaries up to protect me from that before, because it's certain things that I don't even want to happen. Like, I can't make it to the Breakfast Club and I have to call out. I've never called out of the show. I don't want to ever have to do that. I will broadcast from right here. I'll broadcast from freaking Puerto Rico. I don't care where I'm at. I'm going to work. In my line of work, when you're daily entertainment news and people are looking at you as the news spectrum and how they think and how they feel, you can't miss a day. Like, you can't. And that's what I was explaining to my team. Is like, we have to make sure that we protect the fact that, like, now people are trusting my voice and my presence. If I can't be fully present, I'm not doing my job. So that's what this space is right now that I'm in. It's like, I have to be fully present and I have to do everything mentally and physically to make sure that that's good. So that means get the business right, get the team right, get the energy right, say no to things when we need to. Sometimes I can't take the money. I got to protect what the main thing is. You know what I'm saying?
No, facts. You know what it all sounds like, though? It sounds like it's some level of safety, though. Because if you didn't feel safe in, let's say, the Breakfast Club, right? Let's just say home. If you don't feel safe at home, then you can't do anything else outside of home. You got to make
100%.
sure home is protected first.
I think it's more too of like it's like when you selling clothes, and it's like, if the product good, the product is going to sell itself. I'm always thinking about keeping the product good. So like, my job and what I do is so tedious. It's like detail oriented. I'm talking to people all day long. Like, we do the Breakfast Club, like we actually film it. My segment is maybe like 6-7 minutes long. But for the rest of the day, not only am I calling, like, we make it a joke on the show, but all day long, I'm calling attorneys. I'm calling whoever I need to call to figure things out. I'm watching what's happening in the news. I might leave the Breakfast Club and go sit in court with Diddy from 9 to 6:30. I got to be up. I'm the only person there for me. There's so much that if I'm not properly prepped, I can miss, that I have to be properly prepped. So I think it's not even like a safety thing. It's just like you can, if you play basketball, you're not going on the court injured. It just doesn't happen. So why would I put myself in a line of anything that can come and injure me when I can prevent that? Period. Like Wendy, you think about Wendy Williams in her show. I mean, it was to her detriment to an extent, and I would never do it to the point where it's risking my actual health. I wouldn't do that. But Wendy Williams showed up to her show every single day. Ellen showed up to her show every single day. Like, that's just how this world works.
You know, it's funny, in my mind, right? The question I was going to ask you was like, it sounds exhausting.
It can get exhausting.
Right? And you go to Wendy Williams, you're like, I wouldn't do it. It's not funny. So I wouldn't do it to the detriment of my health.
Yeah.
And like, you never know until this time. And my question right before you said that was like, what do you do outside of this? Like, who is Loren outside of this? Because it seems like this is just you.
Yeah, it's so crazy because I'm just discovering that now too. Because this has become so exhausting and so strenuous, I'm beginning to learn what I do outside of this. Because before this moment, everything about me was fighting to get me to this moment. So I'm figuring it out. Like, what has been, though, has been like easy stuff. Like this weekend, Mother's Day weekend, I'm going home and just going to be with my family, and I'm off the grid. Unless, God forbid, but unless, like, I don't know, the president dies or something like that, I'm off the grid. It's going to be very light stuff. I've started to like pre-plan content where things are going to go up. I schedule content as well, but these are things that I'm teaching myself because I didn't have hobbies outside of this. My hobby was trying to get to this. Right. Trying to, you know what I mean? So now I'm learning that. I don't really know, to answer your question. A lot of it though is social. So it's like family, friends, like people who don't care about none of this stuff. That's what I revert to when I need that, like, that breather. Like, okay, let's go. Me and my friends take a trip. Me and my cousins might just literally just go eat crabs this weekend, play cards, like something real regular. But I crave and I yearn to do those things now because every single day is this, like all the podcasts and the Breakfast Club and like all of the things and the stuff.
It sounds so familiar to me, right? And it's like, for me, I think it's normal because I'm a man. Like, that's what I'm supposed to do. And I hear it come from a woman, it's like, damn, like, you're not supposed to be doing that. And I be wondering like,
But what I'm supposed to be doing? Because how else would it go? How else would it work if I wasn't doing it?
it wouldn't. I'm with you.
You see what I mean?
Not, like when I say I'm with you, it's just now I'm just thinking like, how do you navigate that in being a woman? Because I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one to think it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just because I think it, I'm pretty sure there's so many people that think it but act on it, and now they treat you differently. Now like you got people trying to hold you down because they don't want you to pass them, right? We see that in general, right?
Yeah.
Like people try to gatekeep, like people treat you differently because like they see you grind, they see you might be after their spot.
I haven't felt that though. I haven't felt that. And if it is happening, it hasn't stopped anything. But I haven't felt that directly. But I think the hardest thing with being a woman and doing what I'm doing that I'm starting to realize is like I've been thinking like, all right, when I get married and I have kids, I want to be the mom that my mom was to me, where like we doing dinner time at the same time and homework time. And I'm like,
prepare the nanny. Just prepare the.
Oh no! I set up my whole life. I'm gonna have a house staff. You know, like even before I knew how intense this was and that I was gonna need it. But I do want to be active. Like I look at like Charlamagne, Envy, just like they're active in their kids' lives. Like, but they've been parenting for a while. But like, you know, they like dance dads after Breakfast Club and on the weekends. And I'm like, yo, I schedule weekends just to sleep and watch TV and not answer my phone. How do you leave here and go to a dance competition for 3 days in Florida and then be back here at 5 a.m.? So like, that's what I think about as a woman, is just like, not, oh my God, you shouldn't have to do all that because like there could be a man in your life, but more so of like, when I do get to that point, what is slowing down going to look like? Or is it slowing down, or is it just balanced? Like, what is that? Because how?
I just think it's a level of like contentment. And it's like, it's really hard for me to have this conversation because everything I want to say,
it.
Nah, it's just I believe it and I hear it, but I'm not even there yet, right? So we were just talking about this clip top conversation with Will Smith, right? And he was like, man, you know, you grind so hard to make it to a level of success just to get there and to see that that's not what happiness is.
Yes.
But you can't really tell a nigga that ain't been there. Like, you think that. So even when you talk about Charlamagne, Justin Hilarious, DJ Envy, the first thing I think about is, bro, these people who have been solidified in their position for a while, right? So they can do that because they know that I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah.
Charlamagne is already Charlamagne. Envy is already Envy. Just for a while now. You get what I'm trying to say? Whereas though you're grinding,
I'm growing,
and you're seeing the fruits of your labor pay off. So in my mind, it's like I want to tell you, like, nah, you can do that and you can be that person, but I'll be a hypocrite because I know that that's possible.
Not right now though.
Right.
Ain't no way in hell. Okay, forewarning. Let me knock on wood. I'm gonna take a shot when I leave here because ain't nothing coming about me no time soon. I can't afford it.
I ain't talking babies though.
Oh, I'm talking about that.
I'm talking about just the mental health aspect of it.
Oh yeah.
Even when you say the first thing you said was like I'm not going to do this to the detriment of my health, but you never know that. You don't know that.
Well, the only reason why I think I have a good grip on that is because when I was at TMZ, my mom got sick. We found out that she had stage 4 cancer in her lung and it spread to her brain. So I took about 2 years kind of working from home, and then I had to take the time off completely because I was in that space of, oh, I'm not going to do this to detriment my health, but I didn't know what detriment of my health was until I started like being places and I would just pass out because I was dehydrated and I was so stressed and I wasn't eating and I was like, I felt like I've been through that like period of like, you are literally physically, your body's falling apart because you have so much on you that I know what it kind of feels like to be there. So that's why like when I feel myself getting there, like this morning at the airport, I was like, I don't like this feeling because I've been there. So with me experiencing that time of like, ooh, you're not okay physically, mentally, like that's a very dark space to be in, preparing for your parent to potentially, cancer is like such an unsure thing. My mom is good now. She's great now. But at the time, we were preparing for her to die in real time. You know what I mean? Like, so that means we are preparing, like, of course we hope for the best and we were praying and we didn't want that, but we had to be ready just in case. So that means we're having conversations about funerals. We're having so much stuff that I didn't think I was going to have to deal with no time soon. I had never even seen my mom have a cold. So for all that to hit me at once, and then I'm on TMZ, I'm living in LA, things are finally starting to, you know what I mean? I thought I was, to your point, I'm at this new level of success and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm good. I'm driving my car. I can pay my rent in LA. I'm living good. And then boom, this happens. And when it happened, it shook everything. So I think me being in that dark space, like career-wise, physically, and health-wise, myself, it gave me kind of like almost like a bumper of knowing like, okay, you getting too close. Don't get back there. Don't do that again. Like because I know when I was there, I couldn't even think A to B to C. Like, it was so tough. So with me knowing that, anytime I feel anything close to that or things piling on too much, I got to back away from that. I can't afford it.
I wish you luck. I say that because, like, I hear it, but, like, you just never know. Because think about it. If the plane would have came at 1 o'clock, you would have been on the plane.
No, I gave myself a time limit. I told my manager, this is the time that I'm not, if it comes after this time, I'm not getting on this plane. And it came before. I'm trying to tell you, I appreciate it, but I'm trying to tell you, like, and the thing is that, and I think that's why people, like, and getting to meet me have begun to kind of gravitate toward, like, you know, just my story. And, like, I share a lot of stuff, but I've always been like this. But I think now people, you know, they know me now, so they're starting to see it. But, like, people are starting to gravitate toward me because it's like, I don't know, like, in real time, I think they're seeing, like, what it's like to go through the things and kind of like learn in real time, but, like, be prepared for something because of what you've been through. Like, I've been through a lot of things before this moment, and I've done a lot of things before this moment. So being here in this space, even when I, like, slightly bump my head, because I feel like I waited at the airport a little bit too long for my liking, to be honest with you.
That's what I was getting at.
But I had to give a little to get a little. Like, I had to give a little to be able to come back and have a conversation today with my team and be like, okay, so I listened to y'all. And in listening to you guys, here is everything the following day that did not go the way that it should have went. And even if these are minor slips, these are things that I don't want to happen because I'm the person who has to physically feel that. And I'm the person who suffers from that. And if I'm suffering from that, all y'all suffer. Like, we eat together. So it can't be that. But because we're in this new space that you talked about and on this new level, sometimes the teaching is that. But I think that's what people are seeing is, like, I've kind of experienced things in a real way where when things are happening to me, I'm able to pull from that and be like, okay, bet, nah, we're going to go over here. Nah, we're going to do it like this. Like, I'm mad that I'm the one bringing this up because I was like, I don't really want to talk about that. But even with the Just situation, I think things were happening for so long, but that was nothing. I've experienced that before. I went through that at TMZ. So when we were in that situation, I saw it before it happened. That's why I was able to navigate it. That's why I was able to maneuver within it and kind of keep my whole, I know it's not me. Like, when we get through this, we're going to be good. We just got to get through it. The maturity level that I had in it was because I've been through it before. And I thank God every single day that those things that I was experiencing prior to this moment that I didn't understand, I went through. Because when I tell you I be leaning on my faith and I be leaning on the, like, yo, we been here before. It's so crazy. It'd be like clear as day. Like, it'd be like, okay, this is going to be like this. So you got to go here. Just sit back. This will come like that. Like, I really can't describe it any other way than a relationship with God. And because I've been through these things and I'm listening to him as I go through them and then after I come out of them.
Even with that, I think, like, just going through your story, I thought that was interesting, and I might have misjudged that because I'm thinking you went through that before, but on the other hand, because, like you said before, like, you was on the bedside of your mom's while she dealing with cancer, and then you had somebody come in and kind of, like, fill into your position. So when you say I've been there before, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, this is probably where the grace come from because you know how it, you would know how it feels to be Just.
Hell yeah. What? I mean, and honestly, like, when I say, because people think too, people are like, she's a producer. She shouldn't be on camera anyway. I've been on television, national television. LA is a top 5 market. It is hard to get on TV in LA for the last 8 years of my life, reporting in a daytime and a primetime TV slot. And I say that, like, not even humbly, because that is very hard to do and accomplish. There is top talent right now today that cannot get a consistent role on daytime talk TV. Like, it is hard to do. Wendy Williams was daytime every single day on talk television. Ellen DeGeneres, like, we're coming on TV while people are watching a Wendy, a Ellen, a The Real, right? And I wasn't the main character of that. Harvey Levin is. But to be in that space for 8 years, it's like, I'm not new to doing this, but when you were in the newsroom I was in, you couldn't even crack a mic if you didn't know how to produce. You got to know how to get busy for real, because if live on air something go down, what you gonna do? Like, it was deeper than just, oh, I'm cute and I'm gonna hold the microphone, from the training that I come from. So then I'm there, I work my way all the way to that point. My mom gets sick. I still have the video. I think I might upload this video and react to it. I still have a video I made sitting in Harlem. I had ran to get food. My mom was in the hospital and I ran to get her some food from Melba's. I still have the video where I'm basically saying, I don't know if I'm about to have a job with TMZ, to be honest with you, because I'm watching this girl who I didn't know at the time. I'm watching this girl literally sit in my physical seat, like not just in my seat, but I mean like in my seat, no warning, no nothing. They're giving her everything that they would give me, the job. Like it was insane, to the point where people were starting to like call me like, yo, what's happening? Like, are you know what I mean? So I'm getting all the outside noise. People are starting to tag me and her and things, and we've never even spoken for real. Like maybe little bits and pieces of a conversation here and there because she was a writer for the website before that. And I still had to be like, I can't, because at first I'm like, nah, because what's she trying to prove? And then I was like, it's not her though. Like, this is business for them. She's just a pawn in business. I'm just a pawn in business for them. And once I realized that, I was like, okay, so when I came back in, I made sure that certain things didn't happen. So like they would take her off of the show on certain segments because now I was there, and I'm like, no, we two different Black girls. Bring her back in. She actually can let me and her do this together. I promise y'all. Let us do this together. Boom, it will work. There was times where like they would give her segments and call her up to pitch, which is where you get to stand in the little bowl on TMZ and do the show. And they'd be like, oh shoot, never mind. Lauren's here. Go sit back down. And I remember one time I had to pull somebody to the side and say, hey, look, it's cool if you decide that like both of us can't do it at the same time, but don't do that to her in front of everybody because it just makes her seem very like she's a placeholder, and she's not that. She's a person. It doesn't matter if I'm here or not, and you don't have to pick and choose. Like it's not, oh, Lauren's here. It's like it's and, not or. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. So going into this situation, once I started realizing, like, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Again, one of those moments where I was like, God, you funny. Like, I see what's happening. I know how to navigate it. It's not perfect every single day, but on the days where it's tough, I'm just like, at the end of this, things are going to come out and they're going to work out. And if they don't, at least you know how to keep the composure because you've been here and you've done this. And in that video, I'm literally sitting outside of my job being like, Melba is being like, I don't know what's happening right now, but it don't feel good. So because I knew how that felt, I think that's why I had the empathy for Jess that I had, even when things was like, girl, what? Like, what the hell? Because I've been there. And I already knew that, like, once she realized it and got over the hump, like, I was waiting on her. Like, I'm over here, sis. I'm ready for this to be like a us thing. Like, I'm waiting. Just jump in, like double dutch. Like, just jump in. And she jumped in now. You see how you feel the difference, right?
Yeah, it's way different now.
Way different because we two whole different people.
You know, I think that's fair. And I think I admire your confidence, because I think you got to be super confident to even react to certain things, like especially TMZ, how you reacted. And I think I'm like a similar way. My only thing is, first of all, let me preface this. Jess is my dog. Like, I love her. For sure. Like, I love everybody from Baltimore, right? I do want to have a conversation with you about just being human, though, right? And I feel like a lot of times people like you, I look at myself too, we get the short end of the stick because of the confidence. And because we won't go there with certain individuals, where a lot of people who are fortunate enough and blessed enough as a Jess, again, my dog, they're fortunate enough to be in a position to be able to act certain ways and not have to...
not have to face a consequence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And sometimes that don't feel comfortable because I'm not in that spot yet. Mm-mm. And I know it. But
even too, it feels like even if I was in that spot, I would never do that.
Right.
Right? But we're two different people. And
before you go though, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
In that moment though, that has to, like, does that ever hit you? Like, that has to hurt though.
It don't hurt because at the end of the day, it's business. And I also, what I kept reminding myself was, if I have to leave the Breakfast Club and this never gets to the quality product I know it can be if we can figure this out, I've done enough within these last 6 months. I'm not worried about nothing. Like, I did it. Like, I'm here. People at this point, because another thing too is, like, when you get in this, like, this, it's like I was going to say a moment of stillness, but sometimes more than a moment. Sometimes it may be a month, maybe a year. When you've gone through a real period of stillness, and I've been through a couple of them. When my mom got sick, when I first left my job, and I was trying to figure out what the heck did I just do and what am I going to do next. During the Breakfast Club situation, like when Jess came back and like we were trying to figure the whole thing out, you know, for me, I'm going through this moment of stillness of just like, okay, I'm going to play my position, because at the end of the day, I care about the team and the product as a whole. And even if I leave, I still appreciate the opportunity that was granted, because I didn't have to be at the Breakfast Club for as long as I was there, right? Mm-hmm. But also, while I'm waiting, I'm getting phone calls. I mean, I'm getting calls for real, because people are not seeing me on air. So they like, yo, we got this job. Yo, you want to come down here and do your own show? Yo, would you move here? Boom, we'll give you a show, syndicate you in 2 markets, 4 markets. So I'm already knowing like, God got me. I'm going to be okay. This is where I want to be. And I feel like strategy wise and just brand wise and just, they're the biggest. And I've always gone for the biggest. I moved to LA and got on TMZ. I didn't move to LA and go become a local news girl. I could have, but I didn't. I've always gone for like what I wanted, because I feel like I operate at the top of things. And I want to be with the people who are operating like that so I can just get sharper. So Breakfast Club was it for me. If I'm doing radio, I want to be at the Breakfast Club. But if it didn't work out, I knew I was going to be okay. I wasn't worried about that. I think it was more so of, what was the time limit? How long was it going to take for me to figure out, okay, am I still waiting for this to be okay? Or am I going like, go over here and figure these things out over here and just be like, yo, I really appreciate y'all, but I'm going to go do my thing.
That's dope. I love that. I think we seen people who react like that, and we see the trajectory of their career. We see their career. We was just talking about Oprah versus like a Monique, right? Oh. And back in Baltimore, like when she first started, when she was doing radio in Baltimore, it was a time where she was being, was it?
I forgot she from Baltimore.
TV, yeah.
Oh, the Monique show.
No.
Oh, before that, like a local, before she got to the Monique show.
Monique is from Baltimore.
Yeah,
but I'm saying when Oprah was in Baltimore, so Oprah worked in Baltimore, like in the beginning of her career, right? And you can go look this up. She was, I think, mistreated or some unfairness, but I don't know if it was a man or something like that. Yeah, general manager, but she never spoke on it, right? And I think it's because she understood, I don't want to say her place, but whatever reason, she never spoke on it, right? You have that side of it. And then you have another side of it where somebody is mistreated, and I think of Monique, but you speak.
If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths and sometimes heights to ensure the power is always flowing, which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Click on it, and you see how it can hurt your career.
I think it depends, though, too, because, like, I think it's how you go about it. Like, I think in both situations, like, I spoke about it. Like, I had several conversations with many people as this all was happening.
It wasn't public.
I just didn't go public about it. And the reason why I didn't was because I respect everybody. I respect Charlamagne a lot. I respect Envy a lot. I respect Jess. I respect her. Like, to me, it was just like this is a in-house thing. I don't care what the house looked like from the outside. I'm not going outside talking about our business. Like, that's just not happening. So I wasn't going to go public with it. But I don't think Jess's career was hurt by her going on Instagram Live. Mm-mm. And I think it's because, like, and just comparing, like, the two, I feel like when I think about Monique and the things that I've heard her say publicly, it's like, these are things that even if the apologies and things that she's asked for were given, I don't even know if that would be enough for her. It seems like at this point, there's more. I don't know what she wants per se.
I don't agree. I think it would have been enough. I think sometimes some people, that's all we want is to be acknowledged. All we want is to be treated fairly. You know what I'm saying? When I say enough, I don't mean, okay, I say sorry to you and now we can be cool. Her and Lee Daniels have proved that can happen. What I mean is not everybody is going to treat you how you should be treated. Right. And every single time that happens, what's she going to do? What's she doing to Oprah right now? You can't, and that's what I'm saying. It's like you get to a certain point where it's just like for instance, Jess went live. That's how she got her you know what I mean? And we had conversations and everything. Now we are where we are. I don't know if Jess would go live again, but I know that she has learned a lot from how she handled the situation and what the outcome was, the positive things that came from it, how she felt. You know what I mean? Because I think two people saw that situation. Number one, they thought it was fake, and it wasn't. Number two, they forget that we're people. So there's real feelings. Her feelings were hurt. That's why she went live. That's why she, you know what I'm saying? And I think you learn in those situations where your feelings are affected of, I don't want to feel like this again. And I think her now
there would be a lot more that would happen before she would even have to go live. So that wouldn't even have to happen because she's learned and she's grown from that because she's serious about her career and where she wants to go. The Monique situation, I don't know if, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if she's went on a whole nother rampage with a whole nother group of people and a whole nother team again, because that's just what she chooses to do. And I'm not mad at her for doing that, but I just don't want to compare the two because I look at Jess's situation a lot differently.
No, I'm not even comparing Jess and Monique. I'm comparing more so like Oprah and Monique. Whereas though like to you and Jess, I feel like whereas though Oprah, she kept quiet more than one time, right? And she was able to like enjoy the fruits of her labor from it. Whereas though we see people like Monique, or women like Monique, she speak up and it's like, damn, we kind of like throw her to the side. You get what I'm trying to say? And like, I don't know, me personally.
You feel like Jess was thrown to the side?
No, I don't think Jess was thrown to the side. I was complimenting your resilience of not saying anything. I was really complimenting you, comparing you to Oprah. Like you see how Oprah didn't say anything, she rose to the top. You ain't say anything, you rose to the top. Me personally, like, I don't think I would, like, I don't know. I don't know if I react that well. I don't know if I had that much resolve. You know what I'm trying to say? Because again, but I'm on the other side, and that's what I'm really seeing. Like, I did radio. That's not for me. You know what I'm trying to say? Because I need ownership of my own things. Because I know it's things I want to say, it's things I want to do.
Yeah.
And with my ownership, I can do that. Nobody can tell me nothing. But I had to learn that. You know what I'm trying to say? But I also admire the person who can withstand the struggle.
The politics.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I respect that. Just because I can't do it don't mean I'm going to look down on somebody else.
Before you did radio, the radio sessions you were telling me about, what did you do before that? How long did you do radio?
I was hosting. So our story is kind of similar because I feel like you didn't want to do radio at first. You said you wanted to be like a celebrity or something, right?
Yeah, but I guess I'm trying, because for me, I've always had to be involved. Like everything I've ever done involved politics. So,
yeah, but even in that, I think I was just always a disruptor. Like I never, even when I was hosting, I hosted events. Niggas ain't pay me my money. We was fighting. Like this is not even like, and I'm not proud of it, but that's just who I had to sit back and I had to accept my role in society and just roll with the punches. Because before that, I was hosting in the clubs, hosting step shows and things like that. When a nigga treated me fair, I exit myself out of that situation. I'm not in it. I don't need you. And if you think I need you, I'm going to build something else where I can show niggas that I can do it myself. Huh? What?
Unfair. You meant unfair. You said fair.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. So, like, I'm never going to play the politics. Yeah. Never.
See, for me, I've been there and been through all that, and I almost like my whole life had to change, or I wouldn't be sitting here with you right now. Like in a real way, like the things that I've been through and experienced, and shout out to the mentors I had in my life that like when I was, doing the dumb things that I was doing, even though I was talented and I was hosting and I was this and I was that, but I'm fighting and cops is coming to my school to lock me up, and like, you know what I mean? When I was getting into all of that, it just it didn't make sense. Like I knew that was only going to last for but so long. But when I decided to do things, I guess you would say like the right way or whatever, I was just like, okay, I had to work really hard to get to the person I am today. The resolve and the restraint that you see, and I don't even have it all the time, but I have it most of the time because I've had to work really, really hard, and I'm not letting anybody take me back to a place I don't want to go. Ever again. You just won't see it. And if you see it, you be like, yo, she must have really, 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 really been pushed because she's worked so hard. I can't even believe that I'm seeing that. Period. Okay. And that's always been how I felt about anything. When I go through something, I'm in it and I'm looking around like, yo, let me look what this space is like. Let me feel it. Because once I get up out of here, I ain't coming back. Like, it's not happening. I don't have the time to circle back. I don't have the energy to, like, my whole thing with not even, just the Breakfast Club or whatever, but my whole thing in life is just like what I lend my time and my energy to is what consumes me and what controls me. So even playing the politics, I'm not really good at that politics stuff either. Like people don't really like to hear the truth. I can't help but be honest a lot of times. It might be really cute and really sweet and might come with a red lip, but I'm really honest and people don't like that. A lot of times I just have to sit and say nothing because if I say something, it'll probably put me in a really bad position, but I say nothing. And it's because I've been in places where I said things I didn't need to say and I got it out and it felt good for the moment. Like, yo, I got it out. But in the longevity of it, it was not chess, it was checkers. And like, no one's ever, like, it's not happening. You're not taking me back to certain places. Just not doing it. And it's my personal choice to say I'm not doing it. And I stick to that. And it doesn't matter who a person is. Like, not even about a job. It can be personal life. It's just not happening. I'm like that in relationships too. Once I dip, I'm out. I'm going. I'm good.
So what I say, like listening to you seems so dope. It's like almost like you got it figured out. Almost that's how it seems.
I don't have it all figured out, but I know enough to know when I'm figuring things out what my like guidelines is, like what my overall itinerary is or syllabus. You know, like in the beginning of school they give you the syllabus. Like I might not know everything, but I know the syllabus. Like I know where I'm not going. I know what I'm not doing. And I know what my boundaries are and how much I'm willing to take in a situation. And even when I'm a little lenient, you know, and I kind of veer a little bit from the course, I know how to be like, all right, Loren, bring it on back.
What spaces are you most lenient in your life right now that you might not want to be?
In business. Like that's my biggest thing right now is like, I want to do business in a way where I don't feel bad when I have to make like certain decisions. Mm-hmm. Like that, me and my best friend, we were just talking about that. Like when growth happens in business, it's such a good thing because you like, yo, like I've been really working, I've been consistent, and you feel it, and then boom, you making more money, you this, you that. But in order to keep that money coming, in order to keep that growth happening, sometimes you gotta like shake certain people, certain things, or get more disciplined, be more honest with yourself. And it's a little tough. That's the hardest thing for me because I think I'm such an empath sometimes, or like I feel for people instantly. So if I feel for you, I'm giving you time to figure it out, time to grow, time to teach you. I don't have the time no more. Like, I don't have time to teach you. I don't have time for you to, you know what I mean? Like, you can take that time, but like, it got to be moving how I'm moving a little bit because things are moving so fast that everybody can't go. That's the hardest thing. And I think that's where I'm most lenient at right now. It's like the realization of everybody can't go is tough.
That sounds hard. You know, it's crazy. We talk about the power of saying no. And I think we really don't understand the power of saying no until you learn how to say no.
Yes.
And it's like, bro, once you learn how to do it, it's easy. But getting there, like telling your friends no, people that like your day ones, have the conversation about day ones and day twos. It's like sometimes your day ones are the ones that be entitled. Sometimes your day ones are the ones that see you for the person that you used to be and not the person who you are now. And sometimes you gotta say no to different people that you really care about that you don't want to say no to. That shit hurt.
Yeah. It's so crazy though because my day one friends are not.
They not like that.
They don't even be on that.
Yeah.
Like,
what do you call a day one though?
Like I have a group of like my sisters. Like they're my first friends. Like we met when we were like 10. And like we're sisters, like you know what I mean.
Blessed.
Like I'm trying to tell you, like you sitting here trying to analyze it, and you ain't looking at nothing but God. I am so blessed in so many areas of my life. Like we've been friends, and granted, we might not all speak as much all the time. And you know, now that you've grown, you go through phases where like you got one friend you might be calling every single day because y'all going through the same thing, and then that friend might get a little busy, or the kids need them a little bit more, so you don't hear. Like you know, we all are going through that and figuring that out, but. I mean, they around, like they come up for my events, and when I'm home, it's just I don't.
So what is who or what you gotta say no to then? Because if it's like
it's when I say business, it's more like I think with me, it's setting the boundaries that I talked about earlier for myself, and in setting those boundaries for myself, it creates certain boundaries in certain ways that I learn to deal with team. This is the first time in my life where, like, I've always had a manager. And I've had people that I've worked with in business because, like, I used to throw fashion shows back home and, like, parties and all that. But, like, you know, that's like a friend or two. Y'all just put the money together, flip it real quick, whatever. Now it's like, okay, I have a manager, I got an attorney, I got an assistant, I got a content person, I got a whole podcast team, I got a content person that's just with me personally. That's a lot of people. So there are certain times where, like, I'm having to be like, nah, I don't want to, like, I can't do that. Or no, I need you to go do that. I can't be a part of that. And even that, because I'm so used to being in the middle of everything, on every phone call, I be feeling like, dang, I don't want to sound rude, but I don't want to be on that call. Can you handle it? And I'm like, I hope she didn't think I was being mean. And then I'm thinking that to myself, and I'll be like, no, girl.
Why do you think that's being mean?
I just never want to come off as a person that's like, you should be happy to be here. Because I value people in my life and their presence in my life a lot. And when you like right now in the team that I have, I feel like these are the people that I want to nurture and, you know, grow with, and hopefully, like, you know, we just adding, we not subtracting. But when you're in this space of like different people coming in and different things happening, especially when it's a lot of pressure and a lot of movement, I just never want actions or tones or, in the moment as things are moving for wires that get crossed because I care about people. And I appreciate the fact that people believe in me and they put in their life into me. Like the people that work for me, their lives are tied to me and tied to what I do. And I appreciate that. Like, yeah, they get paid, they get their money, but I don't think people understand how crazy it is to go work for a person whose talent. You see it, but you don't, like, I'm not selling like a physical thing. Mm-hmm. So you're putting your livelihood, your rent, your bills, everything based off of something I'm telling you is going to happen. Mm. You know what I mean? Like my manager been with me for a very, very long time. When people say yes to me now and they're like, all right, bet this is my full rate, but like you right here, right now, cool, I'm gonna grow with you. I'd be like, I appreciate that because you don't have to do that. It's not in front of you to know that this is going to work out. You just believe in me. So I just always want to make sure that they feel that as grateful as they are to work with me, I'm grateful to have them invested in me.
Do you tell them that though?
I do tell people that, but I think because you're moving so fast and there's so much going on, you don't get to say that all the time and you don't get to preface everything with that. So if I have to sometimes, be very be very straightforward and like, no, boom, 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 boom. I'm not like, I'm grateful for you in my life, but why would you do that? Like, it don't work out like that. Sometimes as like, I'm learning that line of like, I'm a business and as the CEO of the business, it just be like that sometimes.
When did you learn that? Because I feel like that's something that's just who I am. Like I be telling people, I'm gonna tell people no, but I'm gonna definitely preface it like, yo, look, bro, I really fuck with you. I really appreciate the idea, but we just can't do it like that. Whereas though you probably like, nah, we ain't doing that right now. So move on to the next type of shit.
It depends. I think I'm really personable though. I think I'm not ever going, like, I'm not the type of person that like, if I rub you the wrong way, you were looking to be rubbed the wrong way. Or you just, there's no way in an in-person interaction, I'm going to rub you the wrong way. Because even if I say, I am the friend that will say some things, you'd be like, why you got to say that? Mm-hmm. But even then and still, I think my spirit, like, you can feel it's not coming from a bad place.
It's funny. I was asking one of my friends that know you about this because I just feel like.
Who know me?
I'm not a couple people. You went to Del State.
You said you was asking one of your friends that know me. Who you was asking? And what you was asking them?
I was just asking some questions. I was asking Raven. Raven knows.
Oh, okay. That's my dog. Okay.
That's my dog. So Raven actually gave me my start in radio.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was asking Raven because I was like, I feel like her life doesn't afford or allow her to be like soft, so to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you think about it, you worked at TMZ. Mm-hmm. And you kind of got to have tough skin working at TMZ.
What?
Like,
they be cussing you. That's why you be asking me all this Breakfast Club stuff. I be like, man, call me when y'all done, or when y'all done being in your feelings, call me because this is heaven compared to where I come from.
Right, but even still, like even that is crazy because like you've been TMZ, you had to go through that, and Breakfast Club where I don't even think y'all don't even accept like what people like guests when they say they don't want to talk about stuff like that. Like y'all don't accept that, right? Mm-mm. So your whole career for so long is like
getting to the shits.
Yeah, like you can't really care about what people think to you because that's your job. But I'm thinking, like, what does that do to you mentally or just outside of work? And it just seemed like, I don't even care. I'm like, God damn, like, what?
No. You care. But I think you develop a fine line of like, and this, again, it's a weird space to live in. And that's why when you ask me what I do outside of here, I'm still trying to figure that out. But what I normally do in order when I'm not trying to get away from this fine line is I go far away from all of this stuff and just like sit with myself because you got to remember like your own intentions and who you are for real, because it's not that I don't care, it's just I have a job to do, and if you're coming to me to do that job, it's like as long as my intentions are pure and are well, and I know morally where I'm not going to go. Like it's certain things by how I was raised and just how I came up, it's certain I'm not doing certain stuff. I'm not going, like it's not happening. So because of that, and because I know what my intentions are, sometimes like Jess and them, they joke all the time on the show, like in interviews, like I'll say things a certain way, and if you hear, you probably like, damn. And it's like, I really don't even mean it like that. It's just how it came out. But in the interview, the person in the interview isn't really taking it like that either, because you're with me and you're feeling it. So you feel my intentions. It's hard not to care. I'm a person. I'm very like, I feel like I'm too nurturing to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like in those arenas, I just know how to get war ready.
Where
like
does the nurturing part like where is that? Because I see like just straight up like hardcore, just like
we talking about work and business. When it comes to work and business, I'm giving it what it's supposed to give. Like I'm pulling up it, but.
Cause I'm like, cause you do work so much, I'm thinking that it automatically going to bleed into like a relationship. Like it will automatically bleed into friendships. Like you going to be like that in your relationship.
No, bro, I'm the you.
Where's soft girl Loren at? Where's she at?
It depends on who I'm with. Like it depends. So my friend group, they'll tell you I'm the fun friend. Like I'm my laptop is gonna be near. I might still be on my phones here and there, but we having a good time. Like the shots is going. We gonna party. Like that's me. Relationship wise, if I'm in the right space with a man and I can be like that, I'm leaning all the way in. I don't even want to have to talk. Don't talk to me. Talk to him. Like I love that. Love it. And yeah.
What does that mean? What is that?
I was about to say something. I caught myself on.
No, keep going. No. What you going to say? Why you cutting it off?
No.
Oh, now you want to draw a line. You don't draw no lines, but now when we talk about relationships and shit, you want to draw a line.
That's a good place to be.
But don't you choose to be in that space? You said if it's the right space, you choose to be like that way though. You choose to be that woman.
But certain men in their actions and how they are about you and like, the follow through and just, when they are who they say they are, it allows you to be like that. Because yes, you would any woman is going to choose to be soft and kind of tap into, this side that she doesn't get to tap into when she's conquering the world. Men are like that. Like y'all walk out into the world every single day trying to conquer the world. Mm-hmm. You can choose to come to your house with peace, with food, with, your clothes. You're going to choose that. You're not going to choose hell. But certain women you deal with make your choice realistic and easier, and certain women don't. Same thing with us. Certain men allow you to do that. Not allow like they're giving you permission, but just who they are. It kind of like forces you to, when you're in their presence, just turn your brain off, turn your mind off.
I don't know if I agree with that one, gang. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like I've been through that. And now I'm deciding to be as hard, as straightforward as you are with work, right? You said work and business. I'm deciding to be that in the personal space. Because
why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because I've allowed, right? It ain't what I did in the presence of what was going on in my relationships and whatever I had going on, whoever I showed up to be was because it was already there. They didn't make me be that person. But I don't ever want to be that person again. So now, in order to not be that person again, I got to have more boundaries. So when something goes wrong and I don't like that, instead of being lenient and sticking around and then regretting it on the back end, nah, you know what? I ain't dealing with that because I know who I can be in these spaces, and I'm not going to be that person.
Yeah, you should be like that. I agree. You should be like that. I thought that like hard, like, I don't know, like you the type that be like, I don't buy flowers. Flowers are a concept of, some men are crazy. Some men, the podcast mics need to be put down. Like it's a lot.
I don't even understand that. But
you never heard, there's like a whole group. Shout out to DJ Head. I was just having a conversation with DJ Head. He's one of the men who, he does not believe in buying flowers for women. And those, it's like a whole thing. It's a whole group of men who feel like doing too much and simping too much is just too much. And I don't agree with that. I feel like if your person makes you, get into all the things, why not? But you can have those boundaries of like, there's certain stuff that person that you're giving that to would have to be putting out for you to put out too. And that's what I mean by,
I'm not going to be with a person that's not making me feel like I want to put out though. That's
yes,
my thing.
But because you've matured to this
for
point.
Sure, yes.
Yes. So for me, it's the same thing. I've matured to a point where the men that I deal with, they not going for none of this. They be like, girl, what? Put that phone down. Come here. Like it's just not happening. It's not like the first thing you asked me was, who's Loren outside of this? What do you do outside of this? Because that's what they're trying to figure out. That's what they're leaning into. That's what they're interested in. All of this is fine, dandy. You know what I mean? You want a person that's going to work equally as hard and blah, 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 blah. But they're like, what are your hobbies? Let's start doing things together. Let's, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I noticed this. Let's do this. Like, and those type of people, I've been raised to be, like, my family's very old school. So I'm raised to, like, what? I wish you would not fix certain plates. And, you know what I mean? That whole thing. As I'm growing older and making my own life, I'm figuring out what from that I want to take into my own household when I create one. But I was raised certain ways. So I think when I do meet men and, like, I'm dating them, I think they're kind of surprised, too, once you really get to know me and kind of really get to know what I want. because I feel like what presents is not, but I can't help what presents. That's just what it is. And especially because I'm out here in the world by myself. So I'm not walking around all like, doo-doo-doo. Hey.
And that gotta make it hard to date too, because people think they already know you. Like, I know she like this. Like, you
oh my God.
no clue.
Especially if they listen to the Breakfast Club, I'd be like, oh. Like, it's the radio. Like, we having a good time. Relax.
What you mean?
Like, they think because I'm on the radio and like, we have certain conversations about certain things, and even like jokes that Charlamagne will make. It's like if something is said on that show, it becomes law instantly. And I'm like, do y'all not understand that a lot of that is it's work and it's entertainment? Yeah. So he knows what he's throwing. People meet me and be like, oh my God, you're pretty and your hair is actually nice in person. I'll be like, what? But that's because all day long, Charlotte, you know what I mean? So when people meet me, literally, they're like, oh my God, you're nothing like what Charlamagne said you look like. And I'm like, what? Like, what? But they don't, I think sometimes people don't get it. And not the men that I meet, like just people in general. I met a girl today when I was leaving out the office, and she was like, can we do pictures? I was like, yeah, sure. And she was like, record this video and tell Charlamagne. She was like, tell Charlamagne, you are gorgeous and your hair looks nice. I don't know what he be talking about. And I was like, thank you. But like, it's crazy because people really live by what they hear on the radio. So if we're ever talking about dating and they hear me say something pertaining to like a past situation or whatever, like now all of a sudden, like that's where I live and that's where I'm stuck at. So like who I was the summer when I first got on the Breakfast Club, it's not me today. So if I was outside having fun then, I might be ready to come inside and, you know what I mean, today.
I'm going to let you go out of perspective time. I got two more things I want to talk about though. One thing that made me think about when you said the girl was talking about Charlamagne. It was a conversation that I thought was interesting that you have y'all didn't have the conversation, but I caught it. And it was the fact that you wear makeup every day on the Breakfast Club.
Yes, for the most part.
Do you feel like you have to do that?
I think it's a part of my like polish, yeah. Like I come from the pageant world. So in the pageant world, it's like if you're on, you're on. Like it's makeup, it's all that. And modeling too. Like I'm not going in front of the camera with no makeup.
That's it. Just work.
Yeah, but like everyday life, like I'd be like, I can't wait to get out of here and take this stuff off and whatever. And honestly, even right before I go on camera, I'm normally walking around with no makeup. That's how Jess started. Jess saw me one day without makeup. And she was like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Why you be wearing makeup? And I was like, because I'm on camera. Like, what do you mean? And she was like, start doing the show without makeup. And I was like, what? My phone has been going off this whole time.
Hot commodity, man. You got a lot of shit going on.
And she was like, start doing the show with no makeup. So like, there are days where like, I will do it. I'll be like, oh, Jess, I don't have on makeup today. And you probably can't even tell the difference, honestly, unless it's like lipstick or whatever, but.
It stood up to me. Maybe I just overanalyze it. I was wondering, I'm like, do she feel like she has to show up a certain way? Like, that's the first thing I thought. I'm like, do you feel like that? Do you feel like you got to show up like this? You can't be yourself? Because, you know, like, sometimes you don't feel as concrete in your situation. But again, I don't know. I was curious.
I don't know what your perception of me is.
I don't have no perception of you. That's just of people. That's not a you thing.
I do think that you have to show up a certain way, but I don't think that it's like I could have on no makeup and still show up as me. Right. And I'm not living and being anywhere where I can't show up as my friend.
But do you understand that that's not me analyzing you thing? You know, it's people out there who show up every day as somebody that they don't want to be. Like they're tired.
That's not me.
But I'm saying you understand that there's people like that.
Yeah, can't. Like the cloth that I come from is just like I don't even know. Like, to be honest with you, I really don't know how to do anything but be like how we were talking before we picked up the mics is how we talking right now. Like that's just, I don't know how to do anything else but that. Yes, but to answer your question, no. But I do think that there is a certain level of like, okay, lights, camera, action that I've learned in the last like year at being on the Breakfast Club from being around really big personalities and seeing it. But even them, you getting what you getting with them on or off camera. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like, I can take the makeup off and still be cute. Okay.
The last thing I was gonna say, I love your onboarding of the Breakfast Club. I thought it was one of the greatest moments or examples of being prepared for a moment and like making the most out of the opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like with you, I say this all the time, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, because clearly I've been saying things that ain't right, but...
Yes, child. You
What?
think I'm sad. You think
No, I don't think you're sad.
You think I'm sad. You
No,
think I
Lauren,
cannot wear makeup.
No, Lauren, you gotta understand, like, when I'm talking to you...
I'm tough. I'm a drill sergeant.
So listen, you gotta understand, when I talk... My show is all about humanizing a person, right?
Okay.
When I talk to you, it's very cut and clear. It's like, it's straightforward. So, like, usually when I'm talking to people, like, we have feelings, right? So, if, like... I haven't really gotten, like... feelings, right? I got straight cut cloth, straightforward. So I'm not saying that you are anything, but I'm like, where is the Loren outside of the? Where's the Loren when you do feel that way? Where's the Loren that can make mistakes? When I'm talking to you, that's why I'm trying to get that out of you, right? But I'm really just getting ABC 1, 2, 3 drill sergeant. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. So I'm
that's me, and I'm making mistakes while I'm doing all that. By the way, I'm making mistakes.
But I'm trying to hear about
I'm
the
taking
mistakes. I wanna
shots.
hear what you learn.
You ain't asked me that. If you ain't asked me, I ain't.
Okay, cool. I love the fact that when we're talking about the success, they say success is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? When I saw you come up on the Breakfast Club, I thought it was so dope and inspiring, not even just for women. I ain't even gonna be cliche with it. For people like me, right? Because like you were ready. And it showed that you can be somebody that's a nobody, quote unquote, right? In the eyes of many, and then gain the audience. Because like I just remember like them having people on the show, right? And I remember you coming on the show, and like you wasn't like a celebrity or something, but you worked at TMZ, right? And then I remember you coming on again, and then I think it was again, and then you start seeing people like, you start seeing you gaining the trust of people. Like you start seeing people like, yo, she need to be the host, like she need to be the third host. And I was wondering, were you seeing that, or was you like just closed off to it, not really paying no mind?
No, you can't. The Breakfast Club audience is so locked in. You can't close up and nothing. Like the first week of me being on the Breakfast Club, the third day, I remember it was a Wednesday because my grandma had a doctor's appointment. I had to turn my phones off, and I've never done that. I don't turn my phones off because I could miss too much. I had to literally turn my phones off because it was going so crazy with like people calling me, then social media, then I was just like, this is a lot even for me. And I recently had one of those moments too. I was at the Black Effect Podcast Festival, and like I couldn't even get around the festival without like people just like stopping me or whatever. And I was just like, yo, this is crazy, bro. Like, whoa, like, wow. So you do feel it. It's just, when you feel it, it's just, you don't know what to do. You kind of like learn as you go a little bit. So like, I've had to learn how to, all right, I'm not going to argue with you on the comments. Like, because I was a little bit, like every now and then, I might just get in and say something real like crazy just because I think it's funny. Because they think you won't respond. So every now and then I'll like troll. But like, I've had to learn how to like in real time be like, okay, they're going to be mad that I asked that question. Maybe I won't get on the shade room today because I don't even feel like people talking. Like, you know what I mean? Like just knowing like how to be like, well, I think I'm gonna go to happy hour for the next 2 hours and just stay off of that timeline, maybe get on the other phone. You just teach yourself it. But I felt it. Like that first go around at the Breakfast Club, I used to tell them all the time, I was on national television for years and I've never felt the instant like your social media numbers go up. I'm walking around, people are talking to me like they know me, and I'm like, oh shoot, it's because of the Breakfast Club. Like their audience is different. Like,
I feel good though.
Oh my God. It feels good because
the people that gravitated to you.
Yeah, I haven't had in real life, haven't had no bad experiences. And I don't think I'm a person you about to just like you're not about to just walk up on me and get crazy. You know what I mean? Like I don't give that. Like my energy is very warming and welcoming, and you know what I mean? Like, so I've had all good experiences. But it feels good because not even because it's like I've been working so hard as a journalist and a personality to get notoriety, but the stuff people talk about when they come up to me. Like people come up to me and they're like, yo, my mom's battling cancer right now. I just found out who you were because of the Breakfast Club, but I went and watched your vlogs when you were going through your mom's cancer and stroke battle. And like, I found better doctors for my mom because of it. Or, yo, I am a journalist and I always felt like my bylines ain't gonna get me nowhere. But now I'm seeing somebody who understands bylines in the real work get a position where people actually get to know who you are and you get platforms. So it's like people care about the girls who really, you know what I mean? Or like get busy with this and who really do this work. Or, yo, I identify with Brown Girl Grinding because like our motto is the around the way girls got something to say too. And it's like, it's so many girls from your way, from my way. You know what I mean? Like it's like people are seeing themselves in me, and I'm just like, wow, like it's impact. Like, and that's what's important to me. It's like all of this stuff is cute, but if people don't feel like they can wake up and look at what I'm doing, look at the content I'm posting, and feel inspired and feel moved and learn who God is, and you know what I mean? Like learn in real time, because I don't get it all right. And when I mess up, I go vlog about it. But that's the stuff that people like, the journalism stuff, yes. But that stuff, when people come to me and talk about that, I be like, man, this is what it's supposed to be about. Like impact is like making people feel a way that makes them get up and go do something, go change the world, go chase a dream, go get better, go get healthy, go, you know what I mean? Like that be so real to me. And it be touching me, because I just be like, when I started out doing all of this, I just want to be able to pay my rent.
And that's what I love about your grind too, man. Like I was able to see the interview on a bench with Jermaine Dupri, probably got like 700 views or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. But the fact that I could see that, and another part is like, you were a producer. Like, again, I worked with Alex, like, damn near my best friend. He was my producer at first, and he didn't want to be on camera, right? And like and again, I'm never going to say like for Black women, nah, like you inspire people, right? Because you see your story, and it's like, yo, this is somebody who was a producer. She understood what production is. She understood the job of it. She did it well, and now she's flourishing on camera, and people, she's getting the love that she always deserved, right? So like, I think that's super special. I think like, man, you got my respect. So I don't know what you think. I think, because I don't.
I'm
I don't
joking
know what the hell
with
you
you.
think, because I'm like, I love the grind, man. Not for real though. On some serious shit. Before you even let's put a date on it. Before the Just thing, right? I was looking at that when you were just coming on to guest host, right? I'm looking at the YouTube. I'm like, yo, who is this chick before this? Like, what's she been doing? But it's all documented. Like, it's all on YouTube. It's all
I've been vlogging forever, because, again, I be wanting to create real-time stints of, like, all right, like, when I leave here, I'm going to go sit and vlog, because the realizations I've been having these last 2 weeks, I'm like, I got to talk to somebody. I've been talking to God, but, like, I want to talk to people. Somebody else going through this. But also, when I get through it, I want to look back at it. I go back and watch some videos all the time and be like, all right, bet. Cool. We've been here. We'll be fine. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've been vlogging everything for years now. Make sure y'all check out my YouTube channel, Loren Lorosa TV.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I wish you nothing but success. I thank you for your time. Really appreciate it.
The Baltimore just came out. That was the first time I heard your Baltimore just now, when you said thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I
tell people all the time, it's like, people be like, say two. I'm like, bro, you ain't going to really hear it. And so I'm talking fast, saying like the most weird word, like maneuver or something like that.
Yeah, because this whole time you did not sound Baltimore. You said thank you. I thank you for your time. I was like, oh.
What you like? Challenging my gangster? Like, I'm really from the city.
No. I believe you eat crabs. It's all right.
Because you said crabs. I'm like, nigga, you don't eat crabs. Like,
Delaware, yes, we do. Delaware eats crabs. Yes, we do. I love crabs. I can sit and eat crabs all day long.
I feel like it's nothing in Delaware. I know everybody from Delaware gonna be like, you crazy. Like,
Wilmington is a time. Anybody that wants to come to Wilmington, I'll line up a whole weekend for you. You'll have a great time.
What we gonna do in Wilmington, Delaware?
You can eat good. You can go get some drinks. I'll line it up for you. Have a good time.
Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'll send you to all the Black-owned businesses. The first day we'll do only Black-owned businesses.
With
and
the grass walls and everything?
You don't gotta go to a grass wall spot. You want to do a selfie? Like, that's what you're trying to do?
No. Got the grass wall.
No, not all of them going to have the marble spinny floors. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of them, you know, shout out to Oath 84. They elevated. They catering for like the Bidens. And, you know, we get busy in Wilmington. This is a lot of us out here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well.
Loren Lorosa, everybody, for the people that don't know, let them know how to follow you, everything, all that.
Yes, make sure y'all follow me at Loren Lorosa, LorenLorosa. And my podcast, The Latest with Loren Lorosa, is out everywhere you listen to your podcast, and the visuals drop on the YouTube channel. And just lock in. I call my community the lowriders, because y'all be riding with me. We go through the ebbs and the flows, but we do it together.
You know you made it when you got a name for your community.
I felt like all podcasters have that. You don't have one?
Mm-mm. But, you know.
They could be called the Crabs.
Loren Lorosa, everybody. Mr. J Hill Podcast. It's a wrap. We out.
Hey, it's Austin James. Yes, I'm living with diabetes, but it doesn't have to define me. Thanks to the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor, I get real-time glucose readings throughout the day. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor is small and easy to wear, giving me the freedom to focus on my life as a parent and a musician. Now this is progress. You can get a free sensor at freestylelibre.us.
Offer available for people who qualify. Visit myfreestyle.us to see all terms and conditions. Certain exclusions apply. Data on file. Abbott Diabetes Care. Per prescription only. Safety info found at freestylelibre.us.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.